These are the fire agate pits. This is all under claim, of course. You have to call Dawn and get permission to access it. But it's a paved road. Definitely a back road, but it is paved from here. And it'll come in. Of course, I'll give you GPS coordinates. And there's a sign, a neon sign of a person walking, and it's really close to here. You'll see the pullout. Make sure both tires are off the road because it's very narrow pavement. Beautiful view, by the way. So as far as getting up here, as you can tell, you park right there. And they bring the excavator up this way and they clear it out sometimes. They recently did that. The pits, you're gonna need a sledge and chisel. Rock pick won't really do it. They recommend things like screwdrivers and shovels and whatnot for the overburn. But honestly, bring like if you can swing it all day, 3-pound sledge and a good chisel with a chisel guard. It's hard rock mining. It's the kind that you really should be having what do I call it, heavy equipment for. Otherwise, you're just hobby, putting money in the mine owner's pocket just for him, and it's sort of like, ooh, we did that, because you're not going to get that much that great, to be honest. You got better value just going and buying a bottle of them from the Mexicans or from a rock shop. There we go. Maybe surface picking's the way to go, because I've been swinging sledges till I get blisters. But anyway, so as far as the agate goes, you're looking for this botryoidalness. Every bubble is sort of like a color spot that indicates your color. And then, of course, you want that darker brown inside. So a lot of them are going to be clear. Go for the stuff that gets more and more opaque brown inside, and that's your color layers. Like this one that Elena apparently just surface picked again. Better than any of the ones I dug all day. But that's kind of what you're looking for. And, of course, you'll clean it up and sand it and grind it. Here you can see the calcite layers on the sidewall, but of course there's no color in those ones. And as you work your way around, you'll see little bits and pieces that have been left behind, but that's hardly a cabochon. So you want to get bigger pieces and you don't want to break them. And again, you'll see the bubbliness of the agate everywhere, but you need that brown in the back. So don't just start chiseling on anything. Be strategic, because it's going to be a lot of work to work it out. But it is actually in here. You just don't just hop in a pocket right away. Spend some time examining the pit and get a feel for it. And then go for what you think are the best layers that they're just kind of sitting there for easy pickings. So we're in the fire agate pit. And when you get here, all around you'll see thin layers of agate on the sidewall. Like for example here. This is where the brush comes in handy. I'll just take the camera and show you. See that bulbousness, the botryoidal agate? Some of it has color. Yeah, and you can use it. You'll find brushes in the pit and you can brush it and clean it. Some of it has color, but a lot is too thin and won't have the color. You're looking for the ones that are brown in them. You could call it red, whatever, but it's got to look, it's still got to be agate, but it's got to go opaque brown inside. So I'm picking away at a pocket here, and it's not like it's the best spot in this whole area around me. It's just a spot where I noticed there's still vesicles and cavities. Essentially, the water flowed through here in between the rock and would have picked up silica from the ash when there was a volcanic eruption, mixed it in, and that's what created the agate. But I'm seeing cavities in the rock, and the rock is very bubbly, like this one we just took out. So that gives me hope and promise that I'll find some decent thick ones. Of course, there's rhyolite everywhere, this purplish, I don't know what I'd call it, white specks and purpley gray. That's your rhyolite, that's your lava flow. Anyway, let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about here. You don't want to break the agates in half too. You want to be careful. So I'm going to keep going through and checking them, but I see a big bulb there of agate. That one's promising, and I can see the color, the brown in it. And then there's some other cavities underneath here. This one too, there's a big bulb. So I'm trying to get at it without putting the chisel on the agate. So I'm trying to pop all this off. All right, now let's take a look. So the agate, a little bit broken, a lot broken, but that's okay. That one wasn't a promising one. I'll get a little gemstone out of that. I'll keep working my way through. But when you're here, you're looking for those cavities because the agate is going to be in between the rock, in those cavities where the water ran through. And again, don't go for the thin stuff on the wall. Don't try and flake that off. Try and spot somewhere on the wall where it already looks like thick agate. Okay, so after hammering for hours with the chisel, we've realized that sifting through not the waste piles, but the ones that the cat has just made, yields way better results. So there's pieces, nice full chunky pieces in there that are going to be beautiful ones to carve. They also recently built this road up, and I'm here in late January of 2024. He said it's been slow this year, that people come into mind. So my advice to you, rather than hammering and chiseling, would be to bring gloves, which I forgot, but some good like mechanics glove that can really rifle through this, and rake with your hammer. So something like a rock pick, you can go through and you just keep pulling at it and you keep checking and keep raking it down, and you can work on all this. And we found better ones in the last half hour doing that than I found all day chiseling and hammering. So there's my hot tip. Thanks for watching. So just to show you, here's the pullout where we parked here. You can fit 2 vehicles. You can fit 3. You can fit 3 for sure. It's a stretch to fit 4. It starts getting a little bit sketchy off the edge there. It's not exactly a good shoulder to park on. Anyway, that's your landmark, that sign. It's the only neon walking sign. That's if you're driving towards, that's the west. If you're driving towards Western world, whatever, California or Nevada type direction. So that would be east, that point. And the mine is literally just right there, the dig site. And there's a claim marker. You'll see the little yellow claim marker there. So easy walk, easy to get to. Just make sure you call first because it is a claim. You're welcome to dig on it. The website says $15 a person, but he's raised his rates. It's now $50 a person. C'est la vie. But I think we got our money's worth. Chiseling and hammering, no, but by picking the float, yes, we got a decent amount based on what the Mexican ones cost and everything. I'd say we got a 5-gallon bucket worth of the agates. There's some rhyolite attached to some of them, but for sure about a 5-gallon bucket worth of agate, and some of it clear. So only a bit of it is really great. Definitely like 5 awesome ones, and maybe 20 total that are worthwhile to hand carve and work. But lots of ones you can tumble. So overall, I think good bang for your buck when you break it down for what they cost financially, like wholesale and everything. There you go. That's your fire agate site.